This story of a 30-year-old woman attending a matchmaking corner with her younger cousin reveals the painful contrast between age expectations and social pressures in today's dating market. The woman enters the scene determined to prove her mother wrong, that even at 30 she is still desirable and capable of finding a partner. Her preparations, from showcasing a family car to presenting herself as ready for marriage, reflect the mindset that marriage has become a competitive performance rather than a natural connection. Yet her insecurity is clear. She worries that her age already disqualifies her, wonders whether men will accept a divorced woman, and even obsesses about giving birth to sons rather than daughters, echoing traditional pressures that still haunt women today. Despite her relatively modest income, she sets high requirements for men, expecting them to earn more than double her salary while owning a house and car. This gap between self-expectations and market realities makes rejection inevitable. Meanwhile, her 23-year-old cousin effortlessly attracts attention, reinforcing the harsh truth that youth itself has become the most valuable currency in matchmaking. The older woman, despite her efforts and determination, finds herself overlooked simply because she cannot compete with younger women in a system that prizes beauty and youth above character. Ultimately, this narrative illustrates the sad reality of modern dating, where love takes a back seat to material demands, age anxieties, and rigid gender roles. It is less a search for companionship and more a reminder of how distorted values can rob people of genuine human connection.
It turns out that the ones who truly don't want to get married are the men. In Wuhan, a large-scale matchmaking conference was organized with 800 participants expected. The arrangement was simple. Women had to pay 3,800 yuan each to attend, while men could enter completely free of charge. On the day of the event, all 800 women arrived in their finest dresses, carefully prepared and eager to meet potential partners. Yet, to everyone's shock, not a single man showed up. This wasn't the first time such an awkward scene had unfolded. Previously, another matchmaking event had been held where men were required to pay 800 yuan while women were admitted for free. Once again, no men showed up. At that time, many assumed that the issue lay with the ticket price. Perhaps, some argued, the men simply didn't want to spend money on such an event, which could explain their absence. But now, with free admission and still zero attendance, that excuse no longer holds water. The real question remains, why aren't men coming? The Wuhan organizers believe that waiving men's entry fees would naturally attract them. After all, if women were willing to pay 3,800 yuan for a chance at love, surely men would flock to the event when it cost them nothing. But reality proved otherwise. 800 women, many of them dressed to impress, filled the venue, only to realize they were standing in a hall completely devoid of men. Many of these women had entered with high expectations. The 3,800 yuan fee was not seen as an expense, but as an investment. They hoped to catch a big fish, a man with an annual salary of 380,000 yuan or more, someone who drove a luxury car, or perhaps even owned a villa. Instead, they were faced with disappointment and humiliation. They had spent their money, made the effort to prepare, and walked away with nothing, not even a single small shrimp to talk to. The irony is hard to ignore. While some of these women may still not understand why this happened, the truth might be clearer than they think. Men's absence sends a strong message. If they were avoiding such events when there was a fee, one might assume it was about money. But when entry is free and they still stay away, it suggests deeper reasons. Many men today may no longer see value in matchmaking events where they feel judged solely on income, property, or social status. This incident highlights not just a failed matchmaking event, but also the changing dynamics of marriage and relationships in modern China. Men's reluctance to participate reflects broader social attitudes, skepticism about transactional love, fear of unrealistic expectations, and perhaps even disillusionment with the institution of marriage itself. In the end, the story feels almost theatrical. 800 hopeful women, a grand ballroom, expensive gowns, and yet, the male lead never arrived. Instead of romance, what remained was silence, awkwardness, and a bitter lesson. Perhaps it is, as some say, a warning about the widening gap between men's and women's expectations in relationships today. Such a dramatic story shouldn't be watched alone. Better to share it with a friend, a younger sibling, or anyone curious about the strange realities of modern matchmaking.